So as much as I hate the term influencer, technically I am categorized as one, as I can easily influence all of you to watch my silly face talk all day about the same topic. But nonetheless, I am here today to do something a little bit different. I am going to de-influence you. Yes, I'm going to convince you not to buy certain things because there are so many trendy decor items, trendy design styles that in my opinion do not have the lasting power, nor do they have any timeless capabilities to actually withstand a style in your home. So today I'm going to take you through a list of items that I personally think are not that great, and I'm even going to give you suggestions on items that do have timeless capabilities as their counterpart for the things you should avoid. First on the list are literal mushroom lamps. Yes, I get it, they're cute. We are not living in a Smurf forest though. These literal items of little mushroom caps that light up, they're cute, but they're so kitschy. I find that they came in like a storm. Everyone was like, I want mushroom everything. I saw mushroom coat hooks. I saw mushroom stools. I saw mushroom furniture. Like, come on. It's for a very specific type of person and for a very specific type of interior design style. This is not going to have any timeless capabilities in your home. It's going to end up being in a yard sale or the dump a few weeks later. So please avoid those items. If you do like this mushroom style though, I want you to look for something more classic and in terms of the shape that is stylized, that will represent a mushroom, but does not look like a literal mushroom. Those mid-century modern style dome lights, I think in my opinion, are timeless. They have so many great capabilities. They work with a range of interior design styles. And I personally think that is the direction to go if you want to find something that's going to suit your home, your style, and have a color, and you're still getting the light out of it as well. I'm probably gonna get some hate for this one because this has been super popular for a little while right now and it is very trendy, but is the checkerboard rugs. In my opinion, a rug should not be the focal point of a room. If it is, everything around it has to be more neutral and muted. And if you go for a checkerboard rug, that's fine. But in my opinion, it looks too busy. There's too many intersecting lines that really draw a lot of visual clutter, especially to a floor space. When you're in a room, in my opinion, a rug should just be the anchoring point of all the furniture in the room, not the focal point. If you do like the checkerboard because it is so trendy right now, what I would do is find something that is more neutral in terms of the hue and how monochromatic it is in color. I would not recommend going for those high contrast black and white or just high tonal finishes that draw your attention immediately to it. This you are going to get bored and tired of so quickly. I've said countless times before, the more attention that is drawn to a specific item, the more you are going to tire of it. So please keep that in mind with anything you are putting in your room. You are allowed to have those focal points that kind of travel through, but everything should complement each other instead of drawing attention and focus from everything else. You frat and dorm boys are going to be so angry with me because next on the chopping block is neon signs. I get it, neon signs are cute. They add that extra little pop of color, even though you know how much I hate that term of pop of color. It is the worst distinguishable term that has honestly ruined interior design in general because everyone's like, yeah, add a pop of color, it'll make it nicer. No, there are very specific rules when it comes to pop of color, so please do not listen to anyone that says otherwise. Back to the task at hand is the neon lights. They add so much intensity into the room. They are so popular and trendy right now, whether you go with the actual neon lights that are going to cost you an arm and leg in electricity, or you go with these LED ones, which are cute in an instance. In a kid's room, they could be like, you know, something. Otherwise, they give such a commercial feel and style to a room. The only time I have ever seen neon or these LED signs look actually proper in a space is in a commercial space or an actual restaurant. Your home is not meant to have this flood of vibrant neon color. It takes away from everything else in the room. And much like a lot of these other items, I've told you, it really draws your attention for bore, and there's too much excitement that comes from visually connecting lights and having this flood of usual neon color that doesn't go with anything else in your space. If you do like that effect of like this reflectivity and this bright kind of neon color, listen to this. I want you to start looking at either a reflective piece of art, or something that's colorful, that's still gonna draw your attention, but not be as vibrant and, in my opinion, violent. These are some perfect examples of some art pieces that, in my opinion, I think would work so well in any interior design space. They add that level of reflectivity, they add that level of color, and they add that level of bounce that's gonna give you that same visual effect. My personal art piece that I designed and have in my living room, and another one in my bedroom, was the inspiration for this style. I wanted that level of texture and color and reflectivity and how the light plays in the space, and I think this is the perfect substitute to these items without being too in your face. So these DIY lime wash walls are having a moment. They've been having a moment for a little while now, and there's a few things I want you to take in consideration with these. I know I've said before how I want you to avoid lime wash walls. They can be done well in the correct setting. One, if they are committed to the room style and aesthetic overall, and two, if you have a professional do this. If you do not get a professional to do these, it literally looks like you just ran out of paint and you were like, you know what? We're gonna make it stretch, we're gonna make it last. It gives a very elementary styled look to something that is supposed to be soft and subtle. That is the whole point of a lime wash color, to make it give that extra level of dimension to a wall without being too in your face. These DIY lime wash walls literally look like a Jackson Pollock, in my opinion. They're so violent and out of place. So take that into consideration. If you are liking this style, if you think that this works your suiting of your home, there are two options. One, obviously get it done professionally so everything is even and subtle and it matches that minimal look. Two, if you want to try something even different that, in my opinion, looks way nicer, is a Venetian plaster. I know it's not as popular, but the way Venetian plaster works is very similar to that lime wash. You get that level of dimension and texture in the walls that really comes alive with the color of vibrancy. And it doesn't look too intense. Once again, it's still soft and subtle. And another great thing about Venetian plaster, it is water resistant. So this is a perfect application to use in bathrooms and powder rooms if you want to have that really cocooning effect without it being intensified. Next on this list is a new one. I'm going to try not to butcher the name because I've said it a million times and it still sounds incorrect, but it is Sutsas wood. Don't quote me on it. It could be pronounced differently. That's how I think it sounds, but nevertheless, this is coming in super trendy and super hot right now. The reason why I feel like you should avoid this is because it is so intense. This contrast, no matter what the color of this wood, is really intense. Yes, it can be great as an accent furniture piece, but I've seen so many designs using full millwork in this. They're doing full millwork in their kitchen. They're having accents on their table. It is a little bit too intensified, in my opinion. That being said, it is still beautiful and it can still be appreciated. The reason why it is done and built like this is because it is the layers of wood that are finely done. So this is usually done in a veneer. When this is done and produced, it creates these beautiful veined and elongated effects because it is cut straight down at a very thin profile of wood planks. This is what gives it that really beautiful texture of the veining of the rings of wood going in a vertical or horizontal style depending on how it's cut. The other thing about this Sutsas wood is that it's very specific and directed towards an interior design style. It usually pigeonholes you somewhere around that mid-century modern style that works with that, but when you start incorporating into other styles like contemporary or traditional, it does not match. It sticks out like a sore thumb. If you do like this style, because it can be appreciated in beauty, the one thing I would rather you go towards is burled wood. Burled wood, in my opinion, is that like quiet luxury in comparison to this like new money kind of style, if you want to do that comparison between the two. Burled wood adds that beautiful level of warmth and dimension to either a millwork piece that you're building custom or an accent furniture. And because it is more subtle in its approach and color tones, I find it works way better with a range of interior design styles that can work in your home, whether you're designing or redecorating. Last on this list is an oversized niche. I've seen so many people doing this lately, and yes, before you argue with me, it is niche, not niche. It is French. I know I'm going to get some hate on this because I know you see all the Americans, sorry Americans, I'm apologizing in advance, but you call it a foyer or a niche. I'm putting that right down right now. It is niche and foyer. See, I can teach so many great things. I should be teaching English. Actually, no. No, I'm not going to teach English. That's a terrible idea, Phoenix. Technically teaching French. But anyways, when it comes to these oversized niches in showers, I find that they are a little bit over the top. If you end up doing this style, it draws your attention to it in such excess. In my opinion, showers either are the focal point or they just kind of blend in with the environment for bathrooms. That being said, most bathrooms end up being pretty small to begin with. So if you're adding this oversized niche with like an accent tile and a perimeter trim around it, in my opinion, is super offensive in a space. It takes over the entire bathroom and it visually makes a shower look smaller. Think about that connection between the floor, walls, and ceiling plane. If you have the same continuous finish, it allows that space to feel so seamless and much larger than it really is. If you are breaking up those wall points with a niche in the middle or on the side, it creates that disconnect that once again doesn't allow that seamless flow to make a space feel larger. If you do like this oversized niche look, because I know it's really trendy right now, I would avoid this and I would actually consider going with a shelf in the shower. This is the perfect way to still get all of the storage you need, have a ledge that feels practical and accessible, and actually is seamlessly integrated into your shower style. These images are the perfect representation of how you can still allow that seamless, minimal style in a shower, depending on what finish you have, to still continue all the way from the floor to the walls to the ceiling if you cover all of those planes. I personally think that this shelf style in the shower works with any interior design style, and on top of that, it can work with a range of different tiles and finishes that you actually use for this style and design. One other thing when it comes to the shower designs, because sometimes you don't have enough room, there is a brand called Schluter. Yes, I know it's a weird name. They create shelves that are literally called Schluter shelves. This is a great design if you're redesigning a shower. They can't be retrofitted into an existing shower themselves because these minimal shelves are designed to be installed between the grout lines of the tiles themselves, so they seamlessly look so minimal in any shower space. So if you want that design, this is the next direction to go as an option compared to those really loud, large niches. And just like that, another video is down. Thank you so much for watching. Honestly, it feels really empowering to have so many people all around the world literally listen to me for hours of their day and watch all of my videos just based on education and the enjoyment of interior design. So thank you. I really appreciate it. And I see all your comments. And yes, I am the one that comments back. Be sure to like this video. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to my channel because I would love to continue more de-influencing videos. So please let me know in the comments if we should also make this a series. If you haven't already, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Mr. Phoenix Gray for all my daily tips and tricks because I have so much content coming out either on my actual design projects that I'm working on or just more educational based items. So please follow me there. And remember, if you're ever second guessing yourself, just ask, what would Design Daddy do? Listen to Daddy. Boom.